Let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself at night staring up at the night sky and looking at all the stars in amazement, and then kind of feeling like this stirring deep inside of you that gives you that feeling that you're connected to something much greater than yourself? And what if I told you that the same power that breathes life into those stars and breathes life into the universe is the same divine energy that's essentially within you and breathes life into you and your existence? Well, in today's video, we're going to be exploring how we aren't just part of the divine, we are essentially part divine, just on a much smaller scale and localized within our body. So stick around for today's journey. G'day guys, and welcome to today's video. Now in this video, we're going to be unlocking and exploring a truth that's been passed down to us from generation to generation through all the great wisdom and spiritual teachings. And that is the truth about our divine essence. Now in this video, we're not just talking about some philosophical concept, but we're actually going to explore a reality that has the power to really transform the way that you view yourself and the world around you and your reality. So we're going to look more into the unseen side of ourselves, that divine spark that actually gives us our creativity and our spirit and our life force, the thing that animates our body. And we're going to do that through the lens of the Hermetic tradition of ancient Egypt and ancient Greece. So we're going to explore the duality of our existence, the physical and the spiritual, the mortal and the immortal. Now to do this, we're going to be using a metaphor, and this metaphor is going to include the ocean and a container. Now this metaphor will also unravel the mysteries behind the ancient Hermetic saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. This journey will also reveal how the creative force that shaped the universe is the same divine force that resides within us, giving shape to our own universe, our own realities, okay? And once we understand this, we can actually become co-creators in the universe, in our own worlds, and we can start to create our own realities. And so with that introduction out of the way, let's jump straight into the main part of today's video. Now at the heart of today's discussion is like our unseen self or our unseen essence. Now it's quite easy to identify with what we can see, what we can feel, what we can touch, and our physical being. But how often do you stop and consider the other side of that, the invisible part? Because this is a very important part of ourselves. Okay? This is where our dreams come from, our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, they all come from the unseen part. So this unseen essence or this unseen self is our true essence. This is our spirit, it's our soul, it's our creative force. Even if you think about identifying with the physical things, it's the unseen part of you that's doing the identification anyway. So if we strip everything back, we can really start to see that our true essence is this invisible self of us, the things that we can't actually touch, feel, taste, or perceive with our human senses. So this unseen essence isn't fleeting. It's with us from the moment we're aware, and it'll be with us to the moment that we die. Essentially, it's the core of our being. Okay, our body, our physical body has gone through many different changes. Okay, they say that around like every 11 years or so, every single cell in your body has been replaced with something new. We've grown from childhood into adulthood, but it's that unseen part of us that remains with us from when the time we're a child, all the way through our adulthood, all the way to death. That's our core being. Okay, so it's the source of our creativity, our intuition, our deepest desires, our feelings. And this is what connects us to the broader tapestry of life and what actually connects us to this whole living cosmos, the universe. And when we tap into this resource, when we tap into our divine essence, this is when we start to become a player in the world. This is when we start to co-create the life that we want to live instead of just going along with whatever happens. Okay? It's when we align ourselves with our true purpose, is when this true essence, the core of ourselves, really, really starts to shine. So now that we've had a look at that divine essence, that unseen essence that's at the core of our being, let's now quickly explore the dual nature of humanity and human existence. So in the ancient Egyptian and Greek traditions of the Hermetic philosophy, they teach us that we are both mortal and immortal beings. So our physical bodies, the vessels that we use to interact with the world and to go through our lives while we are here on earth, these are the mortal part of ourselves. Okay, so they're given to us at birth, they grow with us, they get to middle age or whatever it is, they start to decay, then we die and our body goes back to the earth. Okay, so that's the mortal part. Our bodies will die. But there's also that eternal part, our soul, our spirit, our life force, whatever you decide to call it, that is immortal. Now, this immortal aspect of our being is a fragment of the divine creator, whatever you decide to call that. It's a spark of that same unending fire. Okay? Science tells us that energy cannot be destroyed, it just changes. And it cannot be created nor destroyed. So that means all the energy that was at the birth of the universe is still in the universe. It just changes into many different manifestations. So once we understand this duality, and once we understand that we have that spark of the divine creator within us, this is when we start to realize our immense potential that we hold within ourselves. And with this potential, we can actually transcend our physical limitations and we can start to embrace our eternal nature. And this is what I believe becoming enlightened and spiritual evolvement is all for, to come back to that realization that we are one with our Creator, whatever you decide that is in your own opinion. Now, to illustrate this a bit better, I want to use a metaphor. And this is the metaphor of the ocean and the container. So picture or imagine the divine creative force as like this infinite, boundless, limitless ocean. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere you look, everywhere you go. Okay. Now that's the divine creative force. It's the entirety of creation. It's the source of all life, of all energy. Now imagine yourself, your individual consciousness, as a container that is within that ocean. It's filled with the same water, but it's like a container that's floating within that vast ocean. Now, even though the water in that container is kind of separated from the ocean due to it being contained within the container, it's still that same water. It's still the same divine force. Okay? And this is what that old Hermetic saying, as above, so below, as within, so without, tries to reflect. Because imagine the water in the container has vision or can actually look out of this container. It will essentially be looking at itself, but on the outside of the container. And that's essentially what our consciousness does. Okay, if you think about consciousness as that vast ocean, our body is the container, and then our consciousness, our awareness that we know that we're aware of, is the water inside the container. So this is what it means when we're not actually separate from that divine creative force that created the universe, created our body, created ourselves. We are one and the same with it. We're just a smaller, more localized version of that divine creative force. Now here's the really important part. Because once we recognize this, and once we start to understand that the same divine creative force that births the stars, the galaxies, the universe is within us, this is when we start to really begin to grasp our true potential. We start to realize and recognize the fact that we are co-creators of reality. So every thought, every dream, every action we have or take is like a ripple effect on the fabric of the universe. And when we align ourselves with our divine essence, we can consciously start to shape our lives and the world around us. We have the power not just to create what we do, but also who we are. So I encourage you to embrace this power, to dream boldly, to live passionately, and create a life that reflects your divine power within you. Remember, it's your life and you are the creator of your reality, so make it extraordinary. So as we start to wrap up today's video, guys, let's just do a quick recap of what we looked at. So we explored the dual nature of human existence, of our mortal side, which is our physical body and our physical senses, and our immortal side, which is our divine spirit, our life force. It's the thing that animates our body, and the fact that we are consciously aware that we have a body and that we are existing. And we also explored using the metaphor of the ocean and the container, about how the same divine force that is all around us, that created and gave birth to the universe, is the same force that resides within us, giving us the power to co-create our realities and our world around us. And then we also explored the fact that once we realize our true essence, our true nature, that of being like a smaller, more localized version of that divine creative energy, this is when we unlock our true potential and our power to then go out and co-create the life that we want to live, and also create the person that we want to be. So I would like to leave you with this empowering thought. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. Remember, the divine spark that's within you at the core of your being is capable of incredible, incredible things. Okay? So embrace it, nurture it, learn how to cultivate it, and as you go forward, remember that you are the captain of your destiny. You get to consciously create who you are, who you want to be. You also get to consciously create the life that you want to live, and you get to co-create the greater reality that we all live in. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end. If you found this video useful or helpful in any way, please feel free to share it with anyone else who you think might benefit from this message. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to get updated when I release new videos. Also, please like the video, it'll really help the algorithm. And lastly, please leave any comments you would like in the comments section. So whether it's about your experience of co-creating your life, whether it's about how you're going to get in touch with your divine essence, whatever it might be, you never know who your thoughts, who your ideas are going to help on their journey. And so until next time, guys, I'll leave it there. So please take care of yourselves, take care of others, and remember, you are the creator. So go out and make your life extraordinary. And until next time,